What's good, everybody? It is Sully, and welcome back to another season of Sully's Mistake Factory. Look behind me, guys. We are back on board my boat, Bailey, and you can see this year we are not in the white bubble. We are surrounded by boats. We've got a roof over our head. We are inside, and I thought, I'm going to tackle a few small projects while the boat's inside and get some things taken care of. And in true me fashion and boat fashion, things have rapidly spiraled and grown to a much larger project. So I said, what the hell, let's do some video. Let's show you guys this, because I'm not the only person with an old boat out there on YouTube showing you how to do things. So let's get it in and let's talk about what we've got going on. All right, guys, so like I said, what was supposed to be just kind of a simple, easy winter project, and that was going to be upgrading the lighting on my boat, has rapidly spiraled now. And now I've already had underwater lighting on my boat. It's worked great. It actually still works great. We're talking, I don't know, 6-7 years now into it, and it works great. But it's time for an upgrade, and it's time to test some new product and see what we can and can't do with some certain things. So I said, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's take off the old underwater lights. That step one right there, guys, is already a big ask, because I think I've got 8 or 9 of them back there, and each one of those is glued to the back of the boat. They're held in place with whether it was Sikaflex, 4200, 5200, whatever I could find at the time when I was doing the install, because that's over the course of 2 or 3 different times I've been putting and adding lights onto there. So all those have to get removed. All that surface has got to get cleaned and prepped and barrier coated. And then we have to also set up the prep to install the new Lumishore lights as well. And we have to make sure we're back to clean gel coat or clean barrier coat for all of those, so we have a good bond, a good seal, and everything is nice for that. So that wasn't just enough of a project for me to have to handle. No. I started doing some math here, guys, and me and math are not exactly the best of friends, and each one of those lights draws 5 amps. And there's 6 of them, because again, I don't do anything understated. If we got to go overstated, we got to go over the top. So now I start doing some quick numbers here, and I figure out I've got 6 lights at 5 amp draw, and we start going even at a 10% drop and making that battery run, because we are back here in the aft deck area, my generator area. The house batteries are not back here. They are up midship with the engines. All of a sudden, we're looking at a 30-foot run each way. So now we've got a 60-foot run, and we've got, 35, 40 amps of draw for the lights, because we're also going to go ahead and put cockpit lighting in here as well. So now all of a sudden we start looking at that, and we say, well, that's going to be way more than a 16.2 or a 14.2 wire from the original lighting to handle. So now we have to pull new wire back. Well, if you're pulling new wire back, the aft cabin's right on the other side of me here, and that's the master. I've always wanted to have a separate stereo for back there for entertainment. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, there's another 7.5 amps, and put in a couple of scan struts so we can keep everything charged up nice. Well, there's another couple amps. And if we take a look behind me over here, there's a scan strut Atmos. There's another couple of amps. And quickly it becomes apparent that I probably should plan for 60 to 80 amp load service back to here, and then do it as a distribution. So it was a simple light install, has rapidly spiraled into let's do lights, let's put a stereo in the aft cabin, let's go ahead and rewire some things. And while we're doing all of that, if I take a spin around here, you can see we've got the trim tab pump right here, and that's mounted on the bulkhead to the aft cabin, not mounted to the aft transom here. Well, those lines run up over here and are going to get in the way, so why don't we move the trim tab pump while we're at it? You see where I'm going, guys? This isn't just a one-part episode of doing a fuel filter Raycor here. We're going all in, guys. We're doing battery cable runs. We're rerunning trim tabs. We're installing Lumishore underwater lights, Lumishore above water lights. We're going to make some panels. I think I'm going to hopefully go ahead and do a dedicated charge leg for my engine battery for the generator here, so that it has its own. Why? Because, the boat doesn't have a house bank right now. It has a port and a starboard bank that is the engine/house, and I'd really like to give it a dedicated house bank and then have engine, port, and starboard, so I've got redundancy and safety. So there it is, guys. That is this year's Sully's Mistake Factory. If I haven't bored you yet, dig on in, guys, because I got a lot to come. We got a lot of drawings already set up here with all kinds of different stuff going on, with all the different lighting. We're going to talk about everything and why we're doing what we're doing. Let's go.